my name is Makenzie, and I am here to do my first clip for my reading channel. I don't know. This will just kind of be a reading vlog. Not the best opener for a first clip, but I kind of just have to make myself do this or I'm never gonna do it. And I would really like to hopefully make some friends or find some people that love reading as much as I do. And I'm into all the genres, so it's kind of a little plethora of different genres here, but not too wild. But I just want to find people to book talk with, so I did put on a new t-shirt. I just got back from a bike ride with my dog like 20 minutes ago, and I'm still warm, but I'm sure the long sleeve isn't helping. And I did close the window because no one cares, but I don't want anyone to hear me talk yet. I feel so awkward. But this is just going to be a reading vlog. I thought about theming it maybe as my first one because there's so many trilogies I own all the books for that I need to read. And then I originally thought about doing a little wrap up of everything from August because I had such a hard August reading month. But I kind of finished the two things that I needed to focus on. So we're just gonna start kind of fresh. There was one book in August that I'm like 30% of the way through. And I really like it. It's a fantasy. I'll put a picture up. It is Sleeping Giants. Yeah, Sleeping Giants. I can't remember the author name, but I'll have it on the screen. And it's really good. It's about a girl falls into a giant hand when she's 12 and she's like out riding her bike. And then years later she comes back and apparently there's all these huge body parts all throughout the world, like massive 60 feet one body part will be, and they all connect to form this big robot. And I think they have all the pieces now, and I don't know where it goes because I'm just about 30%, but I'm not. Sci-fi is kind of a new genre to me this year, and right now I'm not in the mood for a sci-fi, even though I like the book. So I'm kind of gonna let that sit until I want to pick it back up again. I'm kind of fighting myself to just pick it up because I've been on this weird thing where I'm reading multiple different books at once, and I usually only read one or two at a time, but the last maybe even more month, my new thing is not doing that. So we're gonna see me completely go away from that and not stick to what I said I usually read and listen to the stack of things I'm in the middle of or want to read. And I'm so sorry, I'm so warm. Okay, I'm gonna suck it up and just open the window. Okay, so whatever. One other book that I'm putting a hold on, I'm reading it on Scribd, and I'm actually physically reading it on Scribd, and I kind of just want the physical copy because I only really like reading on my Kindle. I don't read on my phone, and I don't like reading on my iPad. So I did get the book. I ordered it from Barnes, and it's like a ready to ship, or it prints when requested is what she said, and that is The Raven and the Dove. And that book is so cool, and I'm gonna put a picture of that up as well. It is about basically like, I think it's 7 tribes, and they're all on Earth, and then the fire god gets jealous or whatever and wants to wipe everything out, so the other gods raise the land from the ground and bring it into the sky. So all the 7 tribes up there, or clans, or I don't remember what word they use, they're like different bird species, and they all have wings, so they're people with wings. And right now there's a little contest going on, and it's really cool, and I would recommend checking it out. So I want to wait till that gets in here just because I don't think you can get Scribd or Everand onto your Kindle, so I'm just gonna wait. Not a big deal, and I want to physically read it because I really love it. So I'm holding on those 2 books right now. I'm also listening to Clown in the Cornfield 3, The Church of Friendo. I have listened to the other 2 in the past, and when I saw this I was so excited. I don't own the other 2 copies, but I was like, I'm gonna get it because like I actually like these, and every fall when I see one of his come out I'm like, that's cool. So I actually picked this one up this weekend, and I'm about that far through. I can't really explain what this one is about because it is the third in the series and they do follow each other, but I am listening to that. I really was into like all the fall vibes and like the spooky vibes and Halloween mood or whatever, so I needed this. So I have this one, and then I saw Fantasticland on Scribd or Everand. I don't know which one it goes by. I think it's Everand now as well. So I want to read that one, and I'm doing my next two books. So I'm picking between these two books. This one I heard a lot of people talking about a couple months ago. This is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I've had this since it came out. I remember buying this when it came out, and I think it was 2014 because I was looking at it yesterday. I actually tried to film this clip, and then I realized you have to film horizontally and not vertically. So this is all a redo, but I think this was 2014. And I've heard a lot of people talk about it. So I'm interested in maybe starting this one. But then I got this one in my fairy loot, which is The Girl with No Reflection. Look how pretty it is. We can look at that instead of my messy, sweaty self. And those sides. So beautiful. Ooh. We got this mirror. Ooh. I think it's so pretty. And I don't know where I'm gonna start, because if I pick one of these, pick that. So that is kind of what I have right here in my stack. This book, I do want to say what it's about, because if anyone remembers, there's that tale about, and I think his name has Blue in it, where he keeps getting new wives and he tells them not to go into a certain room or a certain corner of the house, but he like kills all his wives until the one comes along and then goes into the room. And that's like what the premise of this story is. But there's also a mirror, and then the mirror doesn't like always respond to reflection, which is kind of creepy, and I kind of love it. So that is probably a horrible synopsis of this book, but I think we should read it. I think this should be the one we read, or maybe we read both, and I just really commit. So hello again, Makenzie. Thank you for listening to this randall. I'm going to check in one more time this evening, and I will be a little more presentable. So I hope you had a good Monday, and we'll see where this takes us. It's been about an hour, and I just came in from outside from reading a little bit on the deck. This is what I chose to go with, The Girl with No Reflection. I'm about 3 chapters in, and it has a little bit of spooky feel. So one thing about me is mirrors like freak me out. Not so much, and like I can't look at them, but I don't want any mirrors in my room. I do the basic thing. I just, it's because I read too much spooky stuff or listen to too many spooky stories. And I had this whole phase years ago where I read a bunch of crazy stuff, not crazy stuff, just experiences with mirrors. And I just don't like it. And I had once when I was younger, I woke up in the middle of the night when I was like in high school to go use the restroom or whatever, you know, in the middle of the night. And for some reason I walked to my mirror and I ran into it, and I was like walking towards my reflection. I was like half asleep though. But I think they're spooky. I think they can be spooky. So this is about this girl named Princess Ying Yu. And I'm sorry if I say any of that wrong. She's like picked to be the bride of the prince. And she arrived 3 months ago, and she's stationed, she has like her quarters, a private garden, but she like doesn't talk to anyone but her maid. She's not allowed to see her family, and she's been sectioned off for the last 3 months and like not seeing anyone. And I'm really sorry if it's loud. My fan is running because for some reason I am just toasty today. But back to the story. She's been there for 3 months, and it starts with her in this private garden, and she's kind of talking about how when she got there, she thought the prince liked her and wanted her to be happy because she was like really happy with the thought that went into all these things. And it turns out that she has not seen him in 3 months. She hasn't talked to anyone but her maid that came with her, and that's her best friend. And it makes me really sad because basically her maid, which is, I don't want to say her name incorrectly, but I don't want to look for it. I think it's Li Ming. She was with her when she came over, and she was like born to be her like I don't know what it's called, but like her top maid lady. She was trying to design all her clothes, do her hair, do everything perfect. She's like her top confidant. She's the only person she has, and she's had her whole life, so she'll be with her whole life. I think they're the same age. They grew up together. So far there really hasn't been any relationship dynamic, like a friendship or anything with them, but she did mention that she's known her whole life, and she's the only person she has in this kingdom. And she's lonely. You can tell she's lonely. So it kind of opens with her talking about that, but she's out in this private garden that has a pond, and it has different fish in it, and she hears like this sound, and she's kind of like freaking out and getting weirded out, and she gets ready to leave, but she picks up a mirror which is collecting moonlight dew, which is they're going to use it to make a tea before the wedding because it's good luck, and you collect it on this certain type of mirror. And when she looks in the mirror, her like reflection is like smiling back to her, kind of on the cover, and I showed that in the little clip. It's so spooky. And then the next chapter is like the same thing. Like she like drops the mirror and screams, and she's running away, and something's chasing her, and you'd think I remember because I just read it, but she gets the mirror back, and she's holding it, and she looks in it, and she realizes that she can't outrun it because it's going to be with her anyway because it's in the mirror. Charles just looks in the mirror, and her reflection in the mirror isn't there. It isn't there in the beginning when she goes and retrieves the mirror because she drops it. And she thinks she's being weird, and that's what she does. She goes back and she picks up the mirror, and she doesn't have a reflection. It's gone. And then all of a sudden it slams into the mirror. Herself slams into the mirror and is trying to grab her and bring her through the mirror. And it's so creepy. I did not expect that. I kind of saw the thing with the reflection, but I didn't think it would hit without a bang, because I am on chapter 4. I read the first 3 chapters, 24 pages in, and in all 3 chapters, creepy things happen. In the 3rd chapter, and none of this is spoilers yet, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think this kind of helps with the synopsis. Her family does come see her, and she says it'll be the last time she sees them in her life, and before her brother leaves, he gives her this ring with this powder in it, so if the prince tries anything, she can knock him cold. And the reason he does that is because his family, besides the current empress, the 7 before that, have never been seen again when they've gone into this house. So he's helping her protect herself. And then at the end of that chapter, another creepy thing happens with the mirror in her bedroom trying to get her reflection. And it's just like so spooky, so creepy. So that is what that's about. I'll check in again tomorrow on where I'm at. And I'm not gonna do any spoilers. I really have never done a vlog before, clearly. But I am going to do my best to keep it spoiler free for anyone who wants to read it. But so far, only 24 pages in, it's like a fantasy scary, and I have always wanted a fantasy scary, and so far it is. And I kind of hope it keeps up that energy. But that is my check-in. This is the current read this week, and then I do want to finish my audiobook. And if we get both of these done, we'll start The Kiss of Deception. So I'm going to really power through and hold myself accountable for vlogging all of this. And we'll see where we get. So nice chatting. Have a great night, and I'll check. Guys, it is Tuesday around noon, just shy of 1. I'm about to head back to work after lunch break, but I thought I'd do a quick check-in, and I have Dracarys here with me, who is squirrely now that I picked him up, but we'll check in super quick. Did not read any farther in this last night, but I was able to listen to some of this today, and I have just that little section left. So I'll probably finish it tomorrow. We will see. But there isn't too much to say about this. It's good. I really like it. But because it's the 3rd, there's not too much I can update on. I would recommend, if you want something that really has those spooky Halloween vibes, check it out. The first one is about a girl who moves to town, and she like goes to a Halloween, I think it's a Halloween party. It's been a few years, but she's brand new to town, and basically at this Halloween party, a bunch of clowns show up and like want to get rid of all these high schoolers, and it's just kind of crazy. But it progresses from there through the books, and some time has passed, and Quinn is still one of the main characters in this book, and I do like it so far. It is really creepy, the part that just happened now. Did not see it going there. This one kind of has a cult aspect to it, which is interesting. So that was that. And then I was listening to, I found this new girl that popped up on my Facebook named Sydney, I think, and it was Sydney. And I followed her on Instagram from there, and she does different little book reviews, but she likes horror books. And she talked about, I can't remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to put a picture up, but it was about this family that shows up at this couple's house and asks if they can stay, and they let them in, and she says it was really creepy. So like I kind of want to add that on sooner, like creepy, like she couldn't read it in the dark. And I figure if you're someone who reads a lot of spooky books, it's got to be true. So I think I'm going to check that out. I'm going to see if it's at my library. Otherwise, then I might get a copy, but we will see. That is kind of my check-in, and I will be back when I am off of work. Good morning, guys. Oh, radio's on. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday morning. Yesterday I did not do as much as I would have liked to. I got off work at 4, and then I ended up hanging out with my cousin till about 7:30, and I had to actually get some stuff before I go to bed, and I go to bed pretty early. But today's a new day, so we'll go again. Clown in a Cornfield 3. I am on page 309. Oh, it's a little bit over 400, so I'm hoping to listen to the rest of this today because I do have some paperwork to get through. So that is that goal. And then I would like to at least get 100 pages into The Girl with No Reflection. I always want to say the title in a different order, but I'm hoping to get 100 pages in this and then be able to do an update maybe later this evening when I have time to read when I am done with work today. So I will check in again soon. Nothing too crazy, probably not the most interesting thing, but I'm on my way to work, and I will see you guys on my lunch hour. Hey guys, I am here with my lunch check-in. I just finished eating lunch, and I thought I'd do a little update. I was able to finish listening to the audio of Clown in the Cornfield, and I have like a theory there might be a 4th book. No posting anywhere, just with like a couple of the things said at the end. I'm kind of hoping there is, because I love having these as a little fall. It's just like the perfect little spooky one. I think I am going to go back and reread the other two. We will see, at least the first one. And while I was looking up, seeing if there was a 4th book, they're making a movie of Clown in the Cornfield. So that's exciting. So I finished this. I'm going to give it a 3-star. Really liked it, really good. I always look forward to that. And then his other one that he came out with this one this month or last month, and then Influencer just dropped this month, I think. So like 2 like back to back, unless I am not reading the release dates correctly. I was like, that's kind of impressive. And I am going to check out Influencer because that looks really good. I was hoping they had it on Audible so I could find a new book that I wanted to listen to, but Pango, or not Pango, is it Libby? Is that the library one? I'm like blanking. Libby didn't have it. I'll have to check my Everand, but I doubt it just because it's such a new release. So we will see. Ooh. Sorry, tilting there. But exciting, before I go on to the rest, I got my book in the mail from Barnes. I've never ordered books from Barnes to deliver. I just go to the store. So let's see if I can do this, at least kind of smoothly. Yay. Oh, it is hardcover. That makes me happy. I'll just drop that on the floor. Look how pretty it is. It's heavy too. I love like those heavy made paperbacks. But it's so beautiful. And I'm like about 200 pages, I think, into this. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. This was the one that I put on hold reading it because I wanted the physical copy. I was reading it on my Scribd, and it just, I like reading on my Kindle. I think I mentioned that. So I wanted a physical copy because I didn't like reading it on either the computer or my iPad. I don't know why. I'm just weird about it. So I got this. This is the book about, see, they have the wings, about the gods raised the land into the sky. And there's 7 different flocks or colonies that are in the sky, and they all have different wings. So she's a dove and he's a raven, and there's an owl, hummingbirds, prey birds, which are like eagles and hawks, birds of the island, or I can't remember exactly. But it's really, really cool, and they all have like different things they're good at, and they talk about how ones are better at flying, different ways. And in this book, it's a contest right now, so she's a princess and he is the bastard son of the king in his place, and he is filling in for his brother because his brother is missing a hand. And they go through these trials. All the princess and princesses of age go through all these trials, and they pick their partner in the beginning. So like her brother's in it too. He'll be the next king. He's looking for his wife. He's competing, and she is the next princess. So she'll go with whatever prince wins or and is going to be king. And he is filling in because nobody knows his brother is missing an arm. He is filling in for him, and he kind of has it really hard. And they both have a secret, and they're competing in the trials, and they're both killing it in the trials, which not a spoiler, they were going to do, but I would check it out. It's really cool. It's a really beautiful cover. I'm debating if I want to finish this out, or I haven't made any progress since Monday in this. So I'm still on page 25. And I think this morning I said I wanted to try to get to page 100, but I'm kind of sitting in between because it's like I'm 50%-ish through this. So it's like maybe finish this and then start this, but we will see. That is kind of the update right now. I'm going to check in again once I actually get to read something, so probably later this evening, and I will see you guys then. Hey guys, I am here doing my evening check-in. I'm actually about to head to bed soon, but I haven't vlogged anything today. I am gonna put this on hold just because I'm only 25 pages in, and that's The Girl with No Reflection. This will be my next read, but I do want to finish this, The Raven and the Dove. This is the book without its dust jacket. I didn't even notice it when I mentioned it yesterday. How beautiful is that? I think I was 199 pages yesterday, and I'm at 269 now. So I got a little chunk read. I think I can knock this out pretty quick. And then I actually was able to get the audiobook for Sleeping Giants, which is a read I was working on. It was something that I kind of put on hold because I wasn't in the mood for some reason, but I found the audiobook. So I'm going to try to finish that tomorrow's Friday, and I don't usually listen to audiobook on the weekends. So Sleeping Giants, I was able to get the audiobook, and I think I'm going to try to listen to that. Maybe next week would be better, just to toss that in as my listener. My library had it on audiobook, but I'm not going to get too far into all the different books because I've been on a whole thing looking at books and found so many more I want to read, which is how it goes. I am so sorry for the glare. It's kind of dim in here. But I am going to do that, work on this, and then Sleeping Giants. And then I do want to read this. I do like it, so I don't know why I want to put it on hold. I'm just in this weird moment with my reading. This weird little like hiccup where I'm starting so many things. So I'm going to get through this first, and I really like this. I was editing the clip where I talked about it yesterday, and I said a few things that probably didn't make sense. So this character right here is named Rafe. He is from the Raven clan or group, and I talked about how they raise land into the sky, and it's like 7 different kingdoms that are up there, and they go to a contest where all the royals ready for marriage will find a mate, and the princesses will go off with the princes, and then so she has a brother, and he competes, and his princess stays with him, and then she ends up going with him. But he is the half brother of the real prince, so he fills in for his brother as a double because his brother is missing a hand, not an arm, he's missing a hand. And I think it's just a birth thing. I don't think it ever developed, is kind of what I've collected. And his brother feels inadequate and like he's not enough because the competition is set up into like 2 different parts where one is physical and one's more mental. And he's missing hands, so it's harder for him to do the physical things, which makes sense. And Rafe, our main guy here, is very disliked by his people for 2 reasons, and they're not spoilers. He is the bastard son, and it's a big thing. Cheating's bad to begin with, but it is very held against him that the king cheated and had him, because Rafe is only, I don't remember which one's older. I think his brother Lysander is older, but they're only like 3 or 4 months apart. And the brothers get along great and have each other's back, but the queen does not like him, wanted to get rid of him. All the people don't like him because of this. And outside of him being the child of an affair, he also, how the king did pass away, how the king died and his mother died, was the king was visiting him and his mother, because they did stay at the palace, in a different area or a different part of town, and a dragon came and burned them to death, but he didn't die because he has magic. And magic is, up in where they all live in the sky, is punishable by death. And both of these 2 have magic, and you figure that out really quick. So he has a pretty hard time. She is the princess of the House of Dove, and they are the closest to the heavens or the sky, so there's kind of like the top dogs. And how this kind of starts is all the houses get together for these games to pick the new mates, these trials or tests, and that part has ended already, because I am a little over halfway, it kind of looks like now. And the trials are over, and she is off to her new house for the group she picked. And outside of even like that, hiding their magic and his situation, her situation, there's also a prince down on the ground, and all these people up in the air with their wings and stuff don't think there's anything left on basically the planet, or we'll just call it Earth. They don't think there's anything down there. They think it's all burned and gone, and it basically is just water. There's not much land left over, but there is a king down there that is about the same age as them, and there's a whole prophecy involving her, and there's this secret spy that's kind of intertwined in all of this. So there's a lot going on, and it's really good, and I would check it out. Also, that cover is beautiful. I've looked at it, is a 4-book series, and all the covers are super pretty. So that is, I really am enjoying this. I'm hoping to get some more sit down time tomorrow because it is the weekend, and we'll kind of go from there, and I'll kind of take it from there. I think I do want to start reading this. I'm just in the mood for my fall vibe spooky books though, not like, I don't even know. I want like the scary. I want to pick up my horror books. I want to read that. I found a couple popped up on Amazon. They're like 150 pages that I want to check out. So we will see. I'm going to focus on getting this one first and then take it from there. So tomorrow's Friday. Everyone have a great Friday, or hope you have a great Friday, and I will talk to you soon. Good night. Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's around 6 p.m. I just finished doing some meal prep. I haven't really vlogged anything today or yesterday. Right now I'm actually gonna take a tub, wash my hair, maybe snuggle up in bed. I lit a couple candles. My animals are all situated, and I'm gonna work on reading The Raven and the Dove. And then I've also got 2 books from the author Ben Farthing. I keep seeing them pop up on Amazon. I found a circus tent in the woods behind my house, and I found a lost hallway in a dying mall. And I'll pop some little pictures up on the screen, but I think I'm gonna read the circus tent one first. It's only about 100 pages. That way I can kind of stay on track, but I am still just wanting those spooky reads. So I thought we'd throw that into this first vlog of mine to try to add in some more. And then I'm about 50% through The Raven and the Dove, but these 2 books are sound so spooky. So I found a circus tent in the woods behind my house is a father and son find a tent in the woods behind their house, you know, go figure. And all the little reviews just said it was so scary and like spooky, and 100 pages, like that's kind of knock it out of the park. And then I saw the hallway in a dying mall is like the back rooms, like when you're dreaming you go into like endless rooms. I just learned what that was a week ago, so I got that one too. And that's like, I think it was described as like a girl finds her grandma wandering the halls. I don't know, it was really weird. So I'm gonna check those out. I do want to wrap this vlog up tomorrow, so I'm gonna actually put some effort in tonight and tomorrow, and hopefully upload my first vlog Sunday evening. And I hope whoever watches this, it's, you know, not too horrible. It's kind of a mess. So I am gonna go take a little soak, relax, and read. That's why my hair is up. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning. Well, it's like 20 minutes from noon, so I guess it's almost the afternoon. I didn't end up reading as much as I wanted to last night, which is kind of the theme of this whole bit. I found a circus tent in the woods behind my house was what I was gonna read last night, and I got 55% through. I am on page 66 of 101. I'm 68 now. I read it a little bit this morning. I got up to 55% last night, and then my cousin called and wanted to play Baldur's Gate because you can multiplay, and she has a PC now, so we can do that. So we played that till like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up around 8 today, read a little bit of this, finished up some meal prep. I'm gonna take my dog outside now, and I'm gonna finish this book and then come in and eat some of my chicken wild rice soup, which I'm so excited for. I should have done some clips putting it together because now it's in its little meal prep containers for the week. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get some clips of all of that, finish this, check in, and then I have to do a Target pickup order and run to the pet store for the reptiles just to grab a few extra bugs for the week. But that is where we are. I'm gonna end this vlog out tonight and post it regardless of where I'm at and how much I've read, just because I want to be on like a schedule. And I really hope, I know I've said a lot, for anyone who does watch this, hello. I'm just looking for people to talk about books with, and then just share little snippets of my life. Nothing's exciting here, mostly just the books. I'm kind of all over the place, so any recommendations or favorites or whatever I would love. So have a happy Sunday, and I will check in a couple hours. Hello, I am back with the check-in. Got Ted next to me. We just came in from outside. I'm about to eat my chicken wild rice soup and watch some of my favorite booktubers, but I did finish. I found a circus tent in the woods behind my house. I gave it 3 stars. I liked it. It did kind of fill my spooky vibe. I feel like because it's fall, I just want all the thrillers and scary stuff right now. So that might be why I'm struggling with my fantasy reads, even though I am enjoying those books, but I gave it 3 stars. I am gonna wait a little bit until I read I Found a Lost Hallway in a Dying Mall. I'm glad the circus tent one had kind of a good ending. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to read it, but I was so scared for the 4-year-old boy, because it's a dad and a 4-year-old boy that go on a hike in the backyard, and a circus tent is just sitting there, and it shouldn't be there, because I think, Teddy, let's not cry. He's crying. He wants my food that's sitting next to me. Anyway, the circus tent is there's woods between his house and his neighbor's house. So when you get into the woods, you can kind of see the neighbor's house poking out in the distance. And this huge tent's just there, 75-foot tent. And when they get up to it, a voice tells them to come inside. And they're like, no, thanks, I'm good. And the tent just moves and pulls them inside. And a bunch of just weird stuff happens. And at the end, this weird, very odd kind of eerie thing happens. And it kind of makes you wonder who came out of the tent. And it did kind of hit that creepiness. Pretty good. I am going to check out more by that author, but that is my update. Now I'm just going to eat and then see where it goes from here.